All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am still here with Sino. You've watched us review his Town Center Boom from our Extreme AI game last night, and I'm going to be walking you through my boom. Sino, you got anything to add before I get going?
No, let's hit it.
All right, let's make like a Kardashian and party. So, we're just gonna speed this up a bit. This is right now. I was kind of had some delay because I forgot I was the Huns and didn't need to make houses. And I kept clicking houses and it kept telling me I didn't have enough wood. And I'm like, what the fuck? I got wood. Why can't I build a house? Well, it's because I was the Huns. So, I'm following Hera's TC Boom build order. He does a fast castle.
Can you adjust your video screen? It's too big and I can't see the entire screen.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to switch to the next scene in OBS. Thank you.
There you go.
And back on it. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm using Hera's build order for a fast castle into a 3 TC Boom. So, I do make some adjustments compared to what you'll see on Hera's channel. And I'll point those out as we go. So Hera would have you do 6 villagers on sheep. And then he'd send 3 to make a lumber camp and do wood over here. What I'm doing is I'm sending my 3 lumberjacks to straggler trees. And they're just delivering to the town center instead of a lumber camp. And then after I have those 3, I'm sending the next 4 to my berries. And typically, I would have had some houses to deal with. You've seen in our previous videos how we handle houses, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. Just don't let yourself get housed, is all I'm going to say. So we'll speed this up again because we don't need to spend too much time on the build order because we've already gone through similar build orders. After my 4 are here, now I start my lumber camp. As I'm continuing to harvest sheep and boar, as I have new lumberjacks here, as soon as my focus will allow, I'm going to be converting an equal number of my straggler trees to farms. I want to convert these 3 lumberjacks to farms, so I have 3 here, and never less than 3 lumberjacks. My goal is to get to 14 food. That's what I'm transitioning to, is 14 food, and 2 eventually on gold, and then 7 on wood. That's the end game for Dark Age. Now I'm going to be clicking into feudal with that 23 pop, 23 villager pop, I should say, here around 9 minutes. What do I have him building? Oh, mining camp for my gold. So now production has ceased. Going into feudal. As soon as I get into feudal, right now I'm queuing 3 more villagers. In a perfect feudal, you've got the 3 villagers queued, and you have your market and your blacksmith, and you're going into castle as soon as that blacksmith is made. I have some resource hiccups and some timing hiccups on this playthrough. So this isn't a perfect transition, but that's how it should look.
You had a really lucky layout that all your resources are just right there.
Yeah. You also notice not part of Hera's build order because his build order is 6 months old before the patch. I did make an extra mill for my chickens. This is my KFC. Alright, I'm at 26 pops, so I should be researching castle here if I'm not now, pretty shortly, yeah. Yeah, I'm mid-castle right now. You can see the villagers I have queued. Now all of my food is going to be going into queuing villagers. because immediate first thing you're focusing on in your castle age is getting those town centers and booming. You want to. My goal is to get to 120 villagers. I end up getting to 110 in this playthrough, but in my mind, I'm thinking I got to get to 120 as fast as possible. And we should be. There we go. Castle now. One thing to note during castle research, I'm waiting. I don't do any research until I've clicked up on castle. While that's researching, I'm doing double bit axe, and I'm doing my mill research. Those are the only two researches that I'm focused on at that point. Next priority is 2 more TCs. Dropping my second TC.
Yeah. Was there a reason you're dropping it there, like when it's not that close to resources?
Because the resource that I care about for that is farms. I want this open for me. Farms are my priority for this space. My second or third TC is going to be dropped over here, I believe. So my third TC is going to have access to both the stone and the gold.
Got it.
Oh, nope. My third TC I didn't back. So my fourth TC is going to end up being there. I knew I eventually put one there. So at this point, the enemy has already finished his second and building his third. I'm a little bit behind the enemy. But you can see just being that little bit behind the enemy, he's got 38 villagers to my 29. It's just created a discrepancy of 9 vills, which is a lot of resources in the long game. Like definitely disadvantaged compared to the AI. But I'm catching up. I'm closing that gap. Well, no, actually the gap's widening. We're at 10 villager discrepancy now. But the key is to just pump them out, pump them out, pump them out. That's all I'm thinking at this point. I'm not creating any other buildings. I'm just focused on villagers and resource allocation. What I do, I don't multitask like a lot of players do, and they probably do it better than me because of the way they do it. But I generally select all of my town centers and have them all spawn at the same place, and then I reallocate those villagers from there where I need them. So usually I'll have my spawn point be a tree or maybe gold, or I believe at this point my spawn point might be, no, later on it becomes stone. But I'm trying to get to 20 villagers on wood. That's just a standard for any civ for me, and an econ boom is a minimum of 20 on wood. You'll never need less than 20 on wood if you're going for 100 to 120 villagers. So that's just your base.
We're going to that one lumber camp. Did you end up making a second one or not yet?
No, I do end up sending some villagers over to this area. Yeah, it looks like here I'm building my 4th town center. Oh, I guess I never did build a town center up here. But I needed that 4th town center to catch up villager-wise to Aloudon, because you can see right now I've gone from a 10 villager discrepancy now to 13. I'm not focused on a lot of researching. I'm just focused on establishing my economy. The only thing I'm researching is economic research. So I'm researching lumber camp. I'm researching the mill. These are both fully researched at this point. I don't know. I don't even think I've done any mining researches at this point. Yeah, there's no stone bonuses. Yeah, I'm not seeing any gold bonuses either. My mission right now is population. I want to make like a Navy soldier coming back from World War II and just pop out babies. So I'm getting scouted over here. However, he doesn't know a lot of what I'm doing because I'm building so far back into my base. At this point, my villagers are like, oh, fuck you. We're going to kill you. I broke by 30 minutes. I've got over 100 villagers. This is soon when I'm going to be starting to transition into my military. Once I get over 100 villagers, that's when I start creating my military buildings. First thing I'm going to do, you'll see it drop in short order. I've already queued up a lot of buildings, so I've got my monastery and queued up my university so I can get to Imperial. I've got my barracks so I can do my cavalry since I'm the Huns. You see these queuing up, my castle, my siege workshops. In this playthrough, I didn't do a lot with my siege workshops, but I always do it because you never know. I've started queuing my stables. And I'm way behind Aladdin. He's got 15 military. I don't have any military units at this point. Like, he could really be harassing me, and he could have killed all of these villagers right now and halted my stone production. He's already forward. He's laming my gold here, which is really fucking annoying. But I've already noticed it, and it's part of. I've got a plan to take that back. So right now I've got the most TCs on the board. I'll never have issues replacing villagers. My military is starting to come through. Almost is gaining too much ground on the west, and that's why he's about to get attacked. If Almost hadn't gotten greedy in the north, I probably would have been harassed in the south. I'm working on my second castle now. At this point I was annoyed because the 4 villagers that I clicked on the castle said, screw you, we don't want to listen, and started doing stone. Sometimes they get obstinate like that. Gotta make sure your villagers follow through. So right now, I wouldn't say that I control this whole wall. I'd say I control half of that wall. As soon as this castle's made at any rate. Okay, now I've got 13 of my Tarkans queued. Now I'm cranking out military.
Yeah, but we're at 35:28?
Yep, which is 5 minutes too late. Like, I want to make it clear to any viewer that this is 5 minutes too late. If you're going to be playing ranked, this is too slow. Like, it's effective if your goal is to beat extreme AI in the late game in an Imperial game with a rush. This is enough. But this build, anybody ranked over 1200 elo is gonna fuck this up. Unless you do it better. Do this, but do it better.
Yeah, it was more about like what could be most effective too.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing it isn't enough. You gotta like know when to move units and things like that. So at this point, you're building a ton of stables.
Ton of stables. I've got 10 stables. So as long as I got the resources, I can kick out a full 60 units in a minute and a half, if not less. I saw him making his town center. Oh, yeah. No. Dang it. What the crap?
At this point, you have the castle there.
What the turd nugget? I don't know what's going on with these colors. Dang it. Here, we'll do. Darn it. Capture age gets so annoying sometimes. Here we go. There we go. That's better. All right. Right now I don't know why